story about coming to the farm this afternoon and bring the sheep out when they go up the hill, but I want to go check in on the cows to see if the last baby has been born. It's very anxious last night, and sometimes that means the baby was born. So the sheep run up the hill, but actually we want to go on the other side of our ravine, so we bring them down and cross over the ravine. And Fleet was helping me, and he did a really good job of directing them over the ravine, which is cool. And yeah, he's staring at the sheep right now. And then we're walking off to the side of the much larger hill on the other side of the ravine, and I see a black blob thing form on the side there, hanging out under a tree. So I walk up to it, or I see it, and I think could be possibly one of, the last baby to be born, number 5 of 5. And so, but she's all alone. I saw the cows from a distance over on the other side of the hill, so I knew they were nearby. And so, we tried to direct her back towards her mom. And that was interesting, to chase after her. Well, you sort of guide them by lightly chasing after them the same way a herd dog does. But she'd always want to run downhill, so there were a couple times where she went downhill, and she kind of backed herself up against a drop to the ravine, and she was able to sort of corner there, and I tried to carry her. I was going to try to carry her because we had tried a couple times to get up the hill together, or I had tried to get her up the hill, whatever. And so I was able to grab her, but she was squealing. I got her by her back leg, like I'd get the sheep. She's wrangler. I got her front 2 legs as well too at one point, but she was just like squealing. So I let her go, she wrangled out of me. Lie down, Fleet. Lie down. Good boy. And then that last time that I walked her up, we got up, when we walked with a little bit of encouragement, she sort of brought herself through this old gap in the fence, almost to the top of the hill, sort of like a top of the hill pasture perimeter fence sort of thing, maybe. Whatever, maybe. I have no idea. It was very pretty. And then we sort of come to, it's gentle cresting, and she's walking ahead across the pasture like she knows that her mom's over on the other side, but we can't see her. And Fleet sees me from, sort of around the top, and comes running over from the right. We sort of crest over, and then we see the cows, and we see the sheep. They're sort of sitting in 2 groups, kind of intermingled. It's really beautiful. And the little cow continues to walk up and sort of calls out. There's like a reunion sort of, where she saw that they were there, and kind of feels that she's home, and she calls out to them and then keeps moving forward to them. She sort of puts herself right in between the sheep and the cows, and then turns to the cows and calls out for her mother. I sort of circumferenced around to pick up my bag that I had dropped, and circle around the perimeter of the top of the hill, and come up to see one of the cows greet me, and I think it was sort of her. I get the sense it was her mother, and she lets me by and kind of like stands up against Fleet, and Fleet kind of like lie down, kind of like sneaks by, kind of. He, as an animal, will diminish himself in order to get away with things. So I'll come up, and the calf that I had found that was sunning on the side of the hill. I probably just woke her up from a nap. I did. Was she lost? She would have been found eventually. But my sheep are sort of around her, and just watch for a minute, and she starts to walk back, and my sheep follow her. They follow her around to where the cows are settled, and now she's lying on her side, sitting in the sun and like digging her face in the dirt and kind of eating grass. I don't even know if she can eat grass yet. And my sheep have wandered over the other side of this little paddock ruin thing. But anyways, it's really pretty up here today.